Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we will talk about the subdominant, about the sixth of the subdominant, and there are some interesting things to say about that, which we didn't mention already in the past lessons on tonal harmony. And also there's a possibility of alterating the sixth, which we also didn't talk about. Alright, and also there's a PDF, just follow the link down in the description below for the PDF. Would be maybe good to use it as a reference. I also use it here in front of me and go through this PDF, and also it supports this channel, of course, so this would be a great thing to do. Okay, the sixth. It's there is something I think what previous generations were maybe more sensitive, or like in classical music it was maybe more a common thing to do, like adding the sixth, and that you really had the impression that this is now getting like subdominant function, yeah, because that's a kind of a rule in Western harmony and classical music, that adding the major sixth to a minor or major chord, yeah, on any degree, that gives that chord a subdominant function, subdominant sound. Yeah, it's not, you don't have to you don't have to call that chord, of course, a subdominant, but it becomes it can function easily as a subdominant, and it becomes sort of that sound. And I'm not exactly really sure why that is. I mean, I of course I read some explanations of that, and we will go into that, and you can maybe just play it for yourself and get your own idea about the whole thing. I think with in general with some rules, they maybe really apply for a certain style, and especially when we are in jazz, you know, I mean, like the sixth is very often added to get like the tonic feel, you know, of a minor chord, for example, or a major chord. I mean, it's like the typical cliche ending chord would have a major sixth in it. But anyway, there is one important thing before I explain a little bit more on that. There is one important thing. This sixth is really called characteristic dissonance or characteristic tension. Yeah, it's like an extension on the chord. You put an additional sixth to that. And when we are in E major, for example, yeah, let's just go into that a little bit of sound here, tonality. I just did. I play a little bit in E major, and while thinking, and by the way, you might think, what is happening here? I'm a bit confused. This whole tonal harmony thing here on Guitar Academia, we do purely in a I mean, not purely, but we will really focus on the linear approach. So more on this, also like connected to scales more, and also we will later on more and more connect that to the makam and the raga, so that it becomes like just different aspects of the same thing, because you have like all these different musics. They share like a lot of similarities, and yeah, as you might know, we are really dealing here. I mean, the idea, the basic concept is really to think more, or to see more, to look at music more as a whole, not too much as styles. But now, of course, we go into styles, and what I just played, I came to the fourth degree, so to the A major, to the subdominant, and I just went to the F sharp. Then also have my A pedal here. Listen to that again. So E. Then I do like B dominant 7. Yeah, E again, and now. Now, what do you hear when I'm on A major on the subdominant? I'm going to the F sharp, yeah, to show that F sharp. What do you hear? Yes, actually, it sounds as I would now approach the dominant, right? In a way, it's not far off. If I'm on A. It opens that door directly, and that in classical music, the subdominant was really considered its main function. Of course, was like getting more, distancing from the tonic, yeah, but also preparing for the dominant. Yeah? It was always this classical cadence, tonic, subdominant, dominant, back to tonic, and this subdominant dominant thing, that actually got many variations, and there people looked at composers, looked really close at that. So in a way, you can say this F sharp is like an anticipation. Yeah, so it's like it already prepares prepares the dominant, because two things why it's preparing the dominant, two aspects of that. One is, it is already one note of the dominant. It's the F sharp, the perfect fifth. But also it is the perfect fifth of the root of the dominant. So it also has this quality of resolving, of course. Yeah? Like yeah, but of course then going on. So that's one thing. Now also, there's another very interesting thing. You have the characteristic dissonance for the subdominant. This is the major sixth, as we talked about that. But you also have the characteristic dissonance of the dominant, which is a minor seventh. So if you add the minor seventh to a major chord, it will get dominant quality. In the same way, maybe a little bit stronger, of course, but it's similar. I mean, it's how do you say? It's used in a very similar way. Is when you add the sixth to the subdominant, and in both cases, it's also something is happening that you take one note of the other chord or of the other function of the other harmony. You put it in the other function. So if I have A major and I add this F sharp, so I have a 4-part structure here. So it's like a sixth ajouté, it's also called, is the added sixth, major sixth, yeah, this F sharp is already, yeah, my fifth of the dominant, and the A of the dominant, the characteristic dissonance, the minor seventh of the dominant, is at the same time the root of the subdominant. Yeah, so in a way the characteristic dissonance of one function is like a triad note, or is a chord tone of the other function. Yeah, and by other function in this case I mean like main function of the basic tonic subdominant dominant triad. Okay, I think that's clear. Now, when we take these what actually happens with a dominant seventh chord? Okay, dominant seventh chord. What we do there, like you can explain that by adding a minor seventh to this major triad, but you can also, in a way, it's just stacking up thirds. Right? So it's like B, D sharp, F sharp, and then another third to the A. Yeah, so you have adding up thirds also implies that we now have a four-note structure. Sure, it's like B dominant seventh, but at the same time we have another triad. Yeah. So if we go up to D sharp, we have now a D sharp diminished triad, and this very strongly functions as a dominant. Yeah, as a dominant seventh without the root. In German, it's called verkürzt. Yeah, so you just eliminate the root, and you end up with this diminished triad. So and this triad is a dominant seventh without the root. Okay, the D sharp diminished triad. Yeah? Very often used also directly to go directly to the tonic. Of course, it's dominant function, and it has a lot of tension and a lot of characteristic tension, of course, of the dominant. Okay, and also because of the tritone, right? And the tritone is exactly one interval which is like really characteristic for the dominant seventh chord, and this is actually a result of adding the A, the characteristic dissonance, to the dominant. Okay, now we go to the we do the same thing with the subdominant. We will take this A major, the fourth degree, the subdominant triad, and this is also like, of course, tertian harmony. So we have a major third and a minor third, but now instead of putting another third on top of that, which in this case would be like a major seventh, yeah, we put another third below. Yeah. And by doing that, yeah, we added the major sixth, and at the same time we have a new we can have another triad which functions very, very strong. It's the most strong function version, you can say. It's a relative subdominant chord, and this functions as the subdominant. It's F sharp minor. Yeah, and that is like the typical cliche thing in jazz, for example, is a 2-5. So the 2 in jazz is much more used instead of the 4 of the subdominant. So mostly you use a 2, yeah, the relative of the subdominant. So you go a minor third down from the subdominant. Yeah, adding the major sixth equals going a minor third down from the root. And what you can also do, I mean, what's frequently done in classical music is you take the sixth, you add the sixth, but it's not like adding the sixth in a way, like the sixth ajouté, added sixth, but it's like the sixth instead of the fifth. Yeah, you can also say this A, when I play a F sharp here instead of the E, it becomes a sixth chord, and it's also like a sixth chord in the sense of it's a first inversion chord. Yeah, so there's a sixth happening between A and F sharp, and this is F sharp minor. Then, yeah, this would be just very straight. We would go very straight to F sharp minor in an inversion, but it doesn't have to be in an inversion. We can be already in kind of an inversion, maybe A with E in the bass, which very frequently would resolve actually as a suspension chord. But we can also do that here, and we can instead of the E, we go to F sharp. So we have an F sharp minor chord. Yeah, and this progression F sharp minor to B dominant sevenths or F sharp minor sevenths, which equals A major with an added F sharp, yeah, with an added sixth, to B dominant sevenths. Yeah, this is like a typical jazz progression, and there you see like classical music and jazz, it's actually kind of the same. I mean, the same basis anyway. So and you also have the page, yeah. So you should also check out the page, because there also you see these function symbols, and maybe it's becoming a little bit more clear when you see what I'm talking about here, maybe a bit messy, and you see that more in a clear order kind of system there on the page. The interesting thing also is that we can say like the dominant is a perfect fifth up, is this upper perfect fifth, and we can say the subdominant is the perfect fifth down. Yeah, at the same time we could say, okay, the subdominant is subdominant because it's below the dominant, but we say the subdominant is really the you can say like the mirror version of the dominant, and it also has this function. It leads away while the dominant comes back to the tonic. And now the interesting thing, if you imagine that, I mean, the best would be to see that on the page. You just go on with this mirror thing. Yeah. So you go from B, and you will on the B you will create a triad, and then you add up another third above to get the minor sevenths, and that's really equal to the lower triad A major. Yeah, you put that in an upward form, so it's like A C sharp E. So it also, I mean, the fifth is the same as the tonic note pitch, and then you go a minor third down. Yeah, in this case, so the dominant is in a way this characteristic tone of the dominant you get in the same way on the subdominant, but on the subdominant the concept is inverted. Yeah, and that's these mirror things are just interesting. Just interesting to see. I'm not really sure how useful that really is, but it's kind of really interesting. Yeah, I would say. Okay. I think that should be clear now. And it's just exactly the same thing if you have a minor subdominant. Yeah, if you have an A minor chord, it's just the same thing. You add the major sixth, and you can either add it sixth agité to the subdominant minor, yeah, or instead of the perfect fifth, you can have this. And you come up with inversions or maybe root position when you started with this second inversion of A minor with F sharp diminished or F sharp minor 7 flat 5. And F sharp minor 7 flat 5 is the subdominant function chord in jazz. Yeah? When you are in E minor, you always have this F sharp minor 7 flat 5. And now you know where this is coming from. It's actually like an A minor triad and then adding a major 6 to that. And that's also a way, when you improvise, of course, you can sing. Huh? You can really sing A minor when you play on an F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord. But that's a different story. We also talked about these things. Yeah, and you see this. You see on the page. You see that like both of these versions, dominant and subdominant for E minor and for E major tonality. Okay. Also, one very important thing. I think we did not really talk about that. We will talk about that very soon. Is about the different chords you can in a way borrow from the other key or from the other tonality. So to use chords from E minor in the context of the E major tonality and vice versa also. But mostly you use like minor chords, or like from E minor you use material in E major, and that's the most frequent thing is there is a minor subdominant. So also in this case we can use the minor subdominant, yeah, A minor with an added F sharp, or A minor instead of the F sharp instead of the instead of the E, or F sharp diminished or F sharp minor 7 flat 5. We can use as the minor subdominant chords, but we can use them in E major. Okay, that's one thing, and I will not talk about that now. I think I hope for most it's clear, but I mean this is a typical. I mean whatever. No, let's do it. It's a typical sound, especially also in this combination of major subdominant to minor subdominant to the tonic. So you have an extra kind of a leading tone, which is C sharp, and then C with tension going down to B. But anyway, we will have to talk about that more separately, because that's also very, very important, of course. Okay, but one interesting thing, and that's the other topic I wanted to talk about in this lesson, is you can think of altering the sixth in the subdominant chord. And we already spoke about one alteration. We took a whole lesson. Talking about the Neapolitan chord, so the chord on the flat 2 degree, or the 4 chord A minor with the F instead of the E. Yeah, so you have a sort of F major or A minor with an added minor sixth, or you go from you go from A minor and have this instead of the fifth, the sixth, what we talked about, and then alter the major sixth to a minor sixth. Yeah, so there are different ways how to explain or reach that chord. But now we will not talk about the alteration that we alter that downward. So we make an F out of the F sharp, but you can also alter that upward, yeah, to sharp the F sharp in this case even more, to have an F double sharp. Yeah, for example, A minor subdominant, and then going up to the F double sharp, and then going up to E major. When you alter the major sixth of the subdominant, yeah, you sharpen that, you alter that, you raise that, then it becomes a tension. And this tension has to resolve upward. And this is only possible going to E major then, yeah, to the tonic major. This chord, the augmented sixth on the subdominant chord, this only works if you really resolve it directly to the major tonic. Yeah? So this. So that's it. So you can play E major. You heard that? What I did? I played A major. I had A major with an added F sharp. I made an A minor out of that. F sharp. And then. And in this context, it's because we are really hearing this E major tonality now, what I played before. Also, really, this is E major, and now the G becomes really a tension tone, and that's very important because otherwise it would just sound as an A minor minor 7. Yeah, and if you are in E minor, for example. You know, this is like just a diatonic chord. It will not give us any tension. Yeah, if I have an E minor, yeah, it's just an A minor 7. But if we are in E major, yeah, so you also now I played also a version where I didn't use the minor subdominant but the major subdominant, so A major, added the sixth, and then sharpen the sixth, alter that to an augmented sixth. Yeah, F sharp going to F double sharp. So it's also really important to call that note an augmented sixth and not a minor seventh, because the minor seventh has definitely not the tendency to create tension moving up in a way, yeah, in this context. So it's F sharp, F sharp, F double sharp, yeah. So adding tension, want to resolve up, and then G sharp, and there we are, the major third of the tonic. So that's the resolution of the augmented sixth of the subdominant chord, either minor or either major. So this added sixth wants to go up to the augmented sixth, going up to the major third of the tonic. So it's only working in E major, this whole thing. Yeah, that's important to know. But you can use it with a major subdominant and with a minor subdominant. Yeah? With a minor subdominant, it's actually quite interesting because you create like two very strong leading tones, right? So you have like C is already out of the key, so to speak. It's extending the tonality. C wants to go to B in E major, and the F double sharp wants to go to G sharp. So you have at the same time you have that kind of a resolution, right? All right. I think that's. I hope that it's clear. If not, also there's this PDF down in the description below. You can check. And I think it's an important subject if we talk about tonal harmony, to talk about these concepts to get like a complete kind of picture of that. And remember, these lessons here on tonal harmony, we do that more in a linear approach. That's one thing. But the issue here, we really focus on tonality. We want to look at tonality, major or minor. So we take either E minor or E major tonality, and we want to just find out about all the different possible concepts, how to also extend this tonality without losing that tonality, so without destroying the gravity, the tonality. So to have, in a way, to have the full package of what is tonality and its extension, but not its destruction. Okay. So there might be some other little lessons on that, but I think most of the stuff we really talked about that, yeah, like Neapolitan, augmented sixth chord as a dominant function or a subdominant function, then this like diminished chords, the diatonic different chords, the secondary dominant, now the augmented sixth of the subdominant, and whatever. I mean, I think they're I don't know what I maybe forgot, and also of course like borrowing chords from the parallel tonality. So borrowing chords from E minor and use it in E major and vice versa. All right. Yeah, I hope you you learned something, and please don't forget to subscribe also to my channel if you like those lessons here, and click the bell button to get notifications when a new video will be released, which is the case every week here. And also you can go down in the description below to the link to my website, hoophildenbrand.com, and there the Guitar Academia page. There you can also press the button to donate. And this would be a really cool thing. That would make me really happy because I see you really value the stuff I'm sharing here with you, and you want to support my work. Would be awesome. Would be really, really great. Yeah, so that's it. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. My name is Hoop Hildenbrand.